welcome. I'm Carolyn, your host. Welcome to this week's Weekly Mini, your bite-sized workshop on the hottest acro topics. You can reference all of our previous weekly minis and more amazing content on the Acrobatic Arts channel on YouTube. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer those for you at the end. And if you know someone who should hear about today's topic, be a friend and tag them right now and let them know we're here. Today, we're thrilled to rebroadcast preschool expert and master teacher Loren Dermody's popular presentation, Games for Preschool. Loren has been with Acrobatic Arts since the beginning, and she continues to share her creativity and years of experience towards the growth of new programs and the expansion of the syllabus. She is an Acrobatic Arts course conductor, examiner, head of research and development for the company, and a co-creator of Baton Arts. And she's also host for the Acrobatic Arts podcast. So without further ado, let's cue up this exciting presentation.
So I'm going to start right away with my first game, and it's called Jump on the Lily Pads. So you can probably guess what type of animal that your preschoolers are going to be. They're going to be frogs. Make sure that you introduce the frog jumps before you start the game, so it takes a little more time and it keeps them engaged and interested in what you're doing. But once they do understand the frog jump, then what we like to do is on your mat, we're going to call the mat the water, and it does help if your mat is blue, but even if it's not, they can use their imagination, and we have water is the mat, and then you need something to be the lily pads. So it's always good to have a visual for them. In this case, you could use maybe red tape or any color of tape that you have if you have the vinyl mats. If you have the carpeted mats and can use the Velcro strips, you can put that on the mats as your visual for the lily pads. Or if you have the Acrobatic Arts acro dots with the handprints, you could use those, and they have to match up their hands with the handprints when they do their frog jumps, and that's their lily pad. But if you want to be really creative and have lots of fun, try to find some green fabric or maybe even yoga mats and create some lily pads to put down the mat. When you're first starting, don't put them too far apart. We do want these young dancers to be successful. So make sure that they can achieve the distance that you're putting down. And then they're going to start their frog jumps and hopefully not fall in the water. Let's see how this young dancer does. So far, they're doing a great job. And we have success. So you might want to do that distance for a few weeks, making sure that your whole class can achieve that distance. And then after a few weeks, you can start spreading them apart. And this is where you start to encourage the height and the distance, because now they do have to push themselves a little bit to achieve this next one. But if you've been paying attention and working on their strength, they will be able to achieve it. So just remember that for your young dancers, it's really important that the distance becomes challenging, but also achievable, so that they get the success of being able to complete it without falling into the water. Our next one is called the bunny game. And this one I've been doing for a long time in my classes. And what has to happen in the beginning, you don't need a lot of props for this one, but you do need great imagination. I would say that this game might be too mature for some of your students, so make sure that they're older, 4 and 5 years old. And at the beginning, as the teacher, you're going to talk to the students and tell them that they are going to be bunnies. So what do you need to be a bunny? Well, you need the long bunny ears, you need your cute little wiggly bunny nose, you need your little bunny tail, and of course your bunny paws. And then they're going to do, and the teacher can choose at this point whether they do bunny jumps, bunny hops, or bunny skips. If you're using younger students, you might even just do bunny walks at that point, okay? Now the teacher goes to the other side of the studio. The bunnies stay in their bunny houses or their homes, and you explain to the dancers that you are now planting carrots. So you have a carrot garden and you're planting the carrots, and oh, you can't wait. And you really hope that no bunnies come and steal your carrots. This is where the game starts to turn into red light, green light idea. When the teacher's back is towards the students, the bunnies can come and try to steal the carrots. But when the teacher turns around, the bunnies must freeze. And that means that they're hidden and the teacher can't see them anymore. And then the teacher turns around and we'll see how this works out. So here goes my bunnies. They're doing their bunny jumps. Oh, and the teacher turns around. Did I hear bunnies coming to get my carrots? But because your students are so still, you can't see them. So you're looking and looking. Guess I didn't hear anything. I'm going to go back to my carrots. These carrots are going to be so good. Oh no, I really thought I heard bunnies this time. But again, they're super still, so you don't see them. Planting your carrots and taking care, watering your carrots. This time you see them because they're so close to your carrots. Oh no, bunnies in my carrots. You act really surprised. Then you pretend that you're going after the bunnies, but you never catch them. And they get back to their bunny house nice and safe. And then you're like, wow, how many carrots did you get? And you ask them, and sometimes, especially the younger ones, I got 1 carrot. You're like, yay. And then someone might get 3 carrots. Someone might get 5. And some of your older dancers will eventually get 1 billion, million, trillion, infinity carrots. And then you say, wow, that's great. Let's all have a bite of our carrot. And then you can practice it again. So the great thing with that one is that they have to learn self-control, that they, can't move when the teacher turns around, otherwise they'll get caught. And you can work on their jumps, their hops, and their skips. So that's always a fun one. Then we have the cartwheel pyramid. So now your dancers probably are a little older, maybe 5, 6-ish, maybe 4, but they must have a solid pre-cartwheel without a spot for this game. Okay, so you've already put in the time, you've been working on their pre-cartwheel, they can do it successfully on their own without a stack to put their hands on. And now that all they need to work on to get a nice cartwheel is to get that wide split and understand that they have to get their foot from one side to the other side. And they also have to start understanding that they need to get their legs vertical. So what you need for this game are some blocks, and generally the yoga blocks work the best. So we're going to set up the yoga blocks across. The width of the yoga blocks set up like this will help them achieve the legs going from one side to the other side. And then you can start to make your pyramid. This is a small pyramid right now, but you can make it larger if you have more blocks. The height of your pyramid will help them understand that they have to get their legs vertical. So what happens if they still are sort of swinging their legs bent out in front of them? Well, all the blocks might go scattered. And then they really understand that they didn't get their legs up because they hit the blocks. The next week, maybe they don't hit them as hard, and eventually they might just, teeter on top. But then they're ready to try. We're going to see if our preschooler can stand very close to the pyramid and achieve the cartwheel. And yes, this dancer is doing a wonderful job. I wish all my preschoolers looked like that, from getting from one side to the other side. And of course, we are going to do both ways. Always do both ways, even if one side isn't as good as the other. The only way it's going to get better is to practice both sides at the same time. Now, what you can do if they're ready for more, and this stack, and maybe you don't have enough yoga blocks to keep building, you could build a tower straight up, or you can add a stack of mats. So if you have the panel mats or the folded mats, just fold them up, make a stack, and then put the cartwheel pyramid blocks on top of that. And that will have to make them get their legs even higher and straighter and more from side to side. So that is a fun one, but remember, they must really be proficient at their pre-cartwheel before you introduce this game. And the last thing I want to talk about today is making a sticker sheet. This isn't a game so much as it is incentive or motivation, and it makes for a wonderful memento at the end of their dance season. So I am a big sticker giver outer. I love to give out stickers. I love finding stickers. But what used to happen is I would put them on the dancers' hands and, I'd find them in the dressing room or stuck to the studio floor. And my studio owner did not like that. So I decided to make a sticker sheet. So what I did was you get to pick the color of paper that you want. So you could have blue, green, red, yellow. I'm going to go with orange for this demonstration. And you're going to put the name of the class on the sheet. So if you're doing a ballet class, you could put ballet dance or jazz or hip hop, but we are doing acro dance. So I put acro dance in the middle. I also am going to put the year. This was for 2020, not 2020, 21. We don't want to do that again, just 2021. And I put a fun picture or graphic. So I put a heart around this. If you have a picture of a dancer, it's always nice to put on there, or an acro student, you could put that on there. And then you have the choice whether you write the student's name on the sheet, or what I love to do is have the preschooler write their name. They love to do it. They're practicing it at home. Sometimes they they take a lot of space for the first couple letters and then they squeeze in the end, but it's a really nice keepsake for the student and the parents. And then we get to start adding the stickers. So I always like to put the bigger stickers first so that they don't run out of room. I try to help them as much as I can, where to position. One time though, I had a student, they just put all their stickers on top of each other. But that was their choice artistically, so I let them do it. But I try to help them space them out a little bit. So with these acrobatic arts stickers, they are fairly big. And once they've collected all 10 of these stickers, then we can start doing some smaller ones. Maybe some colorful flowers, balloons, shiny stars. Also, animals are great. We've got monkeys, frogs, butterflies, whatever you can find. And then to make it even fill up even more, I put little stars in between, okay? Or whatever little stickers you can find. And then they have a full colorful acro dance sticker page. It has their name on it. It has the year on it. Once it's full of stickers, it's at the end of the season, then they can take it home and, probably put it on the fridge. When they see it, they might remember you or the dance class and maybe practice, which is always good. But it's a nice keepsake. So I hope those help. I just want to end with a quote about children and playing. This is a famous quote, and it says, "Children learn as they play. More importantly, in play, children learn how to learn." And I'm going to stress how important playing games is in your preschool class. So I hope that helps, and I will send it back to Carolyn.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Miss Loren. Teachers, as you can see, Miss Loren always brings a plethora of great content, information, inspiration, and ideas. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you are not already, our preschool, acro dance preschool courses are a great resource, whether you have experience teaching preschoolers or not. As we all know, our preschool classes are the fundamental building block of our studios. And so having fresh ideas, keeping you in that knowledge base is super important. Thank you, Melanie. I'm glad that you could be here, Jennifer. So I have put some links in the comments based on Miss Loren's presentation today. We have many upcoming courses. So if you're interested in introducing, I'll slow down. If you're interested in introducing acro dance preschool gets me very excited. It's one of my favorite courses to moderate for, so understandably so. So if you are interested though in introducing acro dance at the preschool level or enhancing what you're currently doing for your youngest dancers, visit acrobaticarts.com. There are lots of upcoming opportunities for our acro dance preschool certification over the next few months, but these courses do and will sell out fast. So don't miss, especially for teachers who have breaks coming up soon this summer. It is a great time to join us. As I said, I put the link in the comments. Thank you so much, Miss Loren. Thank you, teachers. We'll see you all next time. Bye.